Hey guys, we are back for our next part of the Journey to Ungoro card review, and we are on to Hunter. So let's dive straight into it. Hunter has obviously not been particularly strong lately, but I spent pretty much the whole of last season trying out loads and loads of different Hunter builds. So I am really excited about all the new Hunter stuff. So we'll start with the quest. Play 7 1-cost minions, reward Queen Carnassa. So Carnassa is a 5 mana 8/8 that shuffles 15 raptors into your deck. And the raptors are basically 1 mana 3/2s with battle cry, draw a card. So after you complete the quest, you get this really aggressive 5 mana 8/8, and then your whole deck is filled with these super aggressive, very nicely statted minions that keep drawing. And one of Hunter's issues is card draw. So the quest is fantastic, I think. I think the Hunter quest is really, really good. There's definitely different ways you can go about it, though. Like, if the quest is to play 7 1-cost minions, like, how many 1-mana minions are you going to want to play in your deck? You could play maybe, like, 10 or 12 1-mana minions. You could literally stack your whole deck full of 1-mana minions. There's really different ways you can go about it. I think tracking is going to be one of the best cards to use with this quest. Because you're thinning your deck so that when you do play Queen Carnassa, you're going to have a lot less other cards and a lot more of these 3/2s. And also it can help you to find your 1-drops to complete the quest. So I think tracking is going to be very, very good with this quest. I mean, the way I'm initially thinking I'm going to build it is, a lot of 1-drops. Like, I'm not just going to put, like, 7 1-drops in the deck. I'm going to put a lot of 1-drops in the deck, but then also play, like, we'll get onto the other stuff we're going to play in it. Let's go through the cards they have received. So, this is one of the cards I will almost definitely be playing in my Quest Hunter. 2 mana 3/2 Beast, Crackling Razormaw, Battlecry, adapt a friendly beast. So this card's effect is insane. If you have a beast on the board, then this is absolutely nuts. One of the issues is there aren't that many 1-mana beasts that are sticky. I guess you have Alicat, which summons 2 1/1s, and it's fairly likely that one of the 1/1s can survive. And then you can adapt one of those, maybe give it +3 attack, maybe give it the Death Rattle to summon 2 1/1s. This card is fantastic. I think this is one of the best cards Hunter's got. The 2 mana slot for Hunter is actually really weak at the moment as well. You have Kindly Grandmother, but other than that, it's a bit iffy. Like, I can't even see what Hunter deck you wouldn't play this card in. Like, say you're playing a Secret Hunter, you're probably going to play this card. If you're playing a aggro quest hunter, you're probably going to play this card. If you're playing a mid-range hunter, you're probably going to play this card. Token hunter, you'll play this. Like, this card is so good, and you can use it in so many different types of decks. As long as you're playing beasts, like, you have to make sure you're actually playing a hunter deck with beasts in for this to be good. But yeah, really, really good card. Okay, next card. 2 mana spell, Grievous Bite. Deal 2 damage to a minion and 1 damage to adjacent ones. So another 2 mana card. You're essentially getting 4 damage for 2 mana, which is very, very good. This will be very good against early pirates, if pirates are still a thing. Dealing, a lot of the pirates have 1 health, Southsea Deckhand, Patches, Nazar's First Mate, Swashbuckler, etc. So I think pirates are going to be very good against Hunter. This will be one of the cards that could help them deal with pirates. Are you going to be playing this in a very aggressive Hunter deck, though? Probably not, because generally you're going to want to be going face rather than being reactive. This will probably fit, but I think this would fit well into a mid-range, slower style of Hunter deck, because it is a good card. Like, I mean, it's kind of like a mini swipe. I mean, obviously you're not doing 1 damage to everything, and positioning is going to matter a lot more from your opponent now that they know Grievous Bite's a thing. They are not going to want their 2 mana minion, 2 health minion in the middle and 1 health ones on the side. They'll want to have to put the 2 health one on the one side and the one health one in the middle. So it also introduces some more positioning for your opponent to think about. But yeah, I think this card will be great in a slower Hunter deck. Okay. 1-mana 1/1 beast, Jeweled Macaw. Battlecry, add a random beast to your hand. So it's basically Web Spinner, but with a Battlecry instead of the Death Rattle. I think this is going to be very good for the Hunter quest. It's obviously a 1-mana 1/1 that can give you another 1-mana minion to complete your quest. But obviously there's a lot of strong beasts. In fact, in this expansion, there is a load of new beasts. Like, there's some massive beasts, there's some really small beasts. There's a massive range of stuff you can get from this. And it's just a good value, right? Like, 1-mana 1/1 draw a card, or 1-mana 1/1 add a card. So I think it's similar to things like Swashbuckler and Babbling Book, where it's just great value and something you can play on turn 1. And I think in a Quest Hunter, you're probably going to play this card. It's really nice. Like, Web Spinner was a good card, and I was sad to see Web Spinner go when it rotated out of Standard. But yeah, this is a very good card. Like, I don't really know what more to say about it. Like, I think you play this in a Quest Hunter. Like, you might even play this in a mid-range Hunter. Yeah, good card. Small Raptor, 1-mana 2/1 beast, Death Rattle show on a 4/3 Raptor in your deck. This one is a lot more interesting, because a 1-mana 2/1 beast isn't very good. Like, Fiery Bat is better, and Fiery Bat is just not that great right now. It does have the Death Rattle shuffle a 4/3 Raptor in your deck. This is the Raptor. But how many games are you actually going to draw this Raptor? So say you play Small Raptor on turn 1. Oh, one thing about this, by the way, I love that the pictures are the same thing. So the Small Raptor picture, you can see the little red Raptor, and then you can see the top of, well, the bottom of the bigger Raptor. And then in the picture, you can see the big Raptor, and then you can see the little Raptor underneath it. But anyway, it's... when you draw the 4/3, like, say you play Small Raptor on turn 1, and then you draw the 4/3 on, like, turn 2 or 3, like, that's insane. It's insanely good. But if you've got so many cards in your deck, it's unlikely you're actually going to find it. And with tracking, it does make this card slightly better, because it will be slightly more likely you're going to find the 4/3. But, yeah, how often are you actually going to find the 4/3? Because this card is just weaker than Fiery Bat, weaker than Alley Cat if you're not finding the 4/3. So this card might be good enough if you're playing tracking and Tolvir Warden, so one of the other new cards. Like this 5-mana 3/5 Battlecry, draw 2 1-cost minions from your deck. This could help Small Raptor C play for sure. But I'm not 100% sold on it. I'm not 100% sold on it. Like, I feel like I would maybe rather play, like, Argent Squire. Like, it's probably good enough. Like, because if you're playing a Quest Hunter and you're just trying to complete the quest, you're going to play a lot of 1-drops in your deck, right? So this might just be good enough in a deck where you want to get lots of 1-mana minions. And you probably want a lot of them to be beasts. If you're playing some beast synergy, like the 2-drop, you might be playing Kill Command. Maybe Handmaster. But, yeah, this card is okay. This card is okay. Whenever you draw the 4/3, it's amazing. But it's kind of... I think it's going to be hard to consistently draw the 4/3. Yeah. So, next card. 3-mana 3/3, Terrascale Stalker. Battlecry, trigger friendly minions, Death Rattle. So, not related to the quest. And more related to a more mid-rangey style Hunter. So, Hunter has a lot of good Death Rattles. You have Highmane, you have Infested Wolf, you have Kindly Grandmother, Rat Pack, there's now Shaky Zip Gunner as well. There is a lot of good Death Rattle minions in Hunter. And this is kind of like a smaller Princess Huhuran, the 5-mana 6/5 beast that triggers a friendly minion's Battlecry. And that is a very good card. I know that Princess Huhuran has not seen that much play, partly because Hunter just isn't very good at the moment. But Princess Huhuran as a card and what you're getting for that 5-mana is really, really good. You get a 5-mana 6/5 beast that's triggering a friendly minion's death rattle. this one will be easier to use. So the fact that it's a cheaper mana cost. So generally combo cards or cards that you want to use with other cards like this, you're going to be wanting to use it on something else. Generally, they're stronger when they are cheaper mana because it's easier to pull off a combo with it. Whereas Princess Hehurin, you can't do High Main and Princess Hehurin on the same turn. Even you'd have to do High Main on 6 and then Princess Hehurin on 7. Whereas this, you can do it. Well, on turn 5, you could do Kindly Grandmother plus Terrascale Stalker, or turn 9, you could do High Main plus Terrascale Stalker. Like, it's probably going to be a lot easier to synergize this with stuff. Will a mid-rangey Death Rally Hunter be a thing? I don't know. I don't know. I think it's more likely to than... Like, Hunter is definitely going to be better than it was. And this, like, what you're getting for this card is great. Like, you play, like, generally, if you're playing Kindly Grandmother on turn 2, generally your opponent's going to ignore it, right? Your opponent's going to ignore it. They're going to be like, oh, yeah, it's a 1-1. I don't want to pop that. I'll stop him getting his 3-2. And then you play this, and you have a massive tempo swing, and you punish them. And you play the 3-2, 3-3. You get the 3-2 from the Kindly Grandmother, and then you still have the other Kindly Grandmother. Like, this card can give you some very good tempo swings in the mid game. One of Hunter's weaknesses is actually its early game is a lot weaker than things like Pirates, but this could really help. Yeah. I like this card a lot. Like, with Kindly Grandmother and Rat Pack, like, maybe you coin Rat Pack on 3 and then play this the turn after. Because Kindly Grandmother and Rat Pack and those kind of early Death Rattle minions in Hunter are very kind of slow, and they're good value, but they're slow, and you're only getting the value out of them once the Death Rattle is triggered, whereas this is helping you get the value out of them a lot quicker, and getting more value, and basically giving you a nice tempo swing a lot earlier in the game. So this is good. I think this card is very, very strong for a mid-range Hunter. Okay. Seeing the Raptor. Tolbir Warden. So we mentioned this card briefly. I think this is the best card Hunter has got in this set. One of Hunter's problems is card draw. This draws you 2 cards. A 5 mana 3/5 that draws you 2 cards is absolutely insane. It's also insane after you've completed the quest. You play this and you get 2 of the 3/2 Raptors that are really strong. I think this card is just insane. Just, yeah. I mean, you're going to be needing to play a lot of 1-drop cost minions in your deck. So if you're playing like a slow mid-range Hunter and you're only playing like 1 or 2 1-drops, you're probably not going to play this card. But in a quest Hunter, I think this card is just amazing. Yeah, it's amazing. Okay, 2-mana spell, Dynamancy. Your hero power becomes give a beast +2/+2. This is really cool. So you're only going to be playing this in a slower style of Hunter deck. You're not going to be playing this in a Face Hunter, because in Face Hunter you can't really afford to go 2 mana, do nothing. So in an aggressive style of Hunter, this doesn't work. Whereas in a slower value style of Hunter, a lot of the time in mid-range Hunter, in the late game, what you're doing is using your hero power a lot anyway. Like, you're playing a big body and then using your hero power to try and push through and finish your opponent. And this will be fantastic for that kind of scenario, because instead of just pushing 2 damage, you're pushing the 2 damage, but then also that 2 damage is being pushed by extra stats on your minions. So you're strengthening your board while pushing extra damage, rather than just pushing extra damage. This card is really, really cool. It would have to be a slower style of Hunter deck, though. Like a slower, mid-rangey, maybe even kind of tokeny, lots of Death Rattle minions. Like, maybe you would play this in a similar deck to the Terrascale Stalker, where you're playing a lot of Death Rattles and you're playing a slower mid-range Hunter. Whether that kind of deck will be good, it might be a bit too slow. Quest Hunter might just be stronger. But yeah, this is obviously a value card, and a very good one. A very good one. Speaking of value cards, our next one is Stampede, a 1-mana spell. Each time you play a beast this turn, add a random beast to your hand. So it's like Lock and Load, but instead of casting spells, you're adding beasts. It's 1 mana cheaper, which is a big deal. So it's essentially adding value to whatever. Obviously, you're going to need to be playing a lot of beasts, right? So you need to be playing a deck with a lot of beasts. And in a quest deck, you're generally probably trying to be very aggressive and finish the game quickly. So you're probably not going to be playing this in a quest hunter deck. But in a more mid-rangey style hunter, the value you can get from this card is insane. Like, you get, if you got 1 mana, create a beast, that's really not a bad card. I mean, you have the 1 mana minion, Jeweled Macaw, 1 mana, add a random beast to your hand. But even just 1 mana, add a beast to your hand really isn't bad. I mean, a lot of the beasts are going to be kind of underpowered because there's a lot of neutral ones, so you wouldn't play this in your deck to just get 1 beast. But if you get like 2 or 3 beasts from this, it becomes very good. If you get 3 beasts from this, it's absolutely insane. I mean, you do have to play 3 minions for that to happen, though, and it's might be pretty awkward to play 3 minions. I mean, maybe you play in a mid-range. Maybe you actually play a mid-range hunter deck without the quest, but you play a few 1-drops and you play Tolvir Warden. Because obviously 1 mana beasts are going to be the best things to play with Stampede, because you want to play as many beasts as you can. Yeah, but it is play a beast rather than summon, so you can't use it with like Unleash. That's yeah, and you can't use it by like if you pop Infested Wolf Death Rattle, then you don't get 2 draws if you play this. So there are kind of iffy things about it. Like, if this worked with Unleash and things like that, like, it'd be even more insane. I mean, the question is a value hunter really going to be a thing? Like, Hunter really doesn't have good defensive late game tools. Hunter does have to end the game at some point. They're not gonna... You don't have good heals or fantastic taunts in Hunter particularly, so... So this is going to be... You're still going to have to be a fairly aggressive deck that's trying to, you know, kill your opponent. But the value you can get from this is insane, and it's a really cool card that they've introduced. So yeah, like it. Okay, Swamp King Dread, 7 mana 9/9 beast. After your opponent plays a minion, attack it. So 7 mana for a 9/9 is obviously very good. In fact, it's a beast as well, is good. Hunter generally has never really had anything good to play on turn 7, other than Dr. Boom, but that was... well, forget about Dr. Boom. But yeah, other than Dr. Boom, like, 7 mana has always been an awkward spot for mid-range Hunter. They would often have played Highmane and then not really done anything, and played a Rag or a Call of the Wild. This is a fantastic card to fill that slot. The question is its effect an upside or a downside? After your opponent plays a minion, attack it. There are situations where it's going to be very good. So say you're against Jade Druid and your opponent plays a Jade Behemoth, and then you just trade your 9/9 into the 3/6 taunt. I think you're very happy with that. Obviously there's some poisonous cards in the game now. Whether the poisonous cards are going to see play, I'm not 100% sure. I'll come on to them in one of my other videos. But this could be really vulnerable to adapt. Things with adapt, right? Because if you adapt something and give it poisonous, then it just dies. So adapt could be really good against Swamp King Dread. I mean, also, not even poisonous. If you play a minion and give it Divine Shield, that's really good. So say you play the 3 mana 5/1 beast while your Hunter opponent has this on the board, and give it Divine Shield. So your Swamp King Dread has to trade into the 5/1 and instantly go down to 4 health, which is really, really bad. So this can get punished by quite a lot of things. I think it's still good enough to play. It obviously depends how the meta is going to go. It depends how many adapt minions are actually going to be good enough to be played, if any poisonous minions are going to be played, how many high attack minions are going to be in the meta, because Generally, when you play Swamp King Dread, you would rather your opponent play a high health minion with low attack that this trades into, rather than that. You don't want this to have to trade into a high attack minion with low health. So yeah, it does kind of depend on the meta and what cards people are playing. Maybe people will have to tech against this. Maybe this card is so good that people play in a poisonous card in the deck. I mean, I doubt it. But obviously it can still be killed by things like Hex and Polymorph and all the usual big game Hunter, all the usual kill big minion stuff. But yeah, a very good card for mid-range Hunter. Very good card for mid-range Hunter. And yeah, that's it for Hunter. I think I think Hunter's going to be a lot stronger than it's been previously. I think the quest is actually insane. Tundra Rhino is also a card that synergizes very well with the quest after you're drawing all these 1-mana minions. And you're giving them all charge. That can be a way of ending the game very quickly after you've completed your quest. So yeah, I definitely think Hunter has one of the strongest quests. And it's probably going to be seen quite a lot. I think a lot of people are going to be experimenting with Quest Hunter when the expansion's released. And I'm excited to too, man. I'm excited to too. I think this card especially is very, very good. And I've always loved Hunter, so I'm really excited for some Quest Hunter, man. And even mid-range Hunter. Like, never mind the quest. Like, mid-range Hunter could come back into the meta. Things like Crackling Razormaw is very good. Grievous Bite is good in the slower Hunter deck. Like a lot of Hunter has definitely got some of the strongest cards. Like a lot of Hunter's cards are very good. This is very strong. This is a good card. This is a good card. This is okay. This is a good card. No, that's the other part of the other one. This is a fantastic card. This is interesting. Like, it's a good card, but it's a bit slow. It's a bit slow, but it's a good card. Yeah, Hunter's got some wicked stuff, man. Anyway, yeah, really excited to play some Hunter. Thank you for watching, guys, and check out my next one. Gonna be reviewing. Well, I'm not sure what class we're gonna be reviewing next, but let's find out. See you in a bit, guys.